Welcome to another ballistic review in the Mini JP channel. On today's episode, JP test rides the extravagant Indian FTR Carbon edition at Iron Supply Powersports, and like a true squid, he doesn't even wear gloves.
Well, hello there in YouTube land and welcome back to the channel. And today we are at Iron Supply Powersports at the Indian Demo Day, and we are about to hop on this FTR Carbon Edition bike. What is the FTR Carbon Edition bike? Well, as you can see, it has the Brembo brakes, it has a lot of carbon fiber, and it's the FTR Carbon, so that's why it has this nice seat, and it has a whole bunch of stuff. So it's an Indian FTR. So what is it? It's a naked bike, right? And it has all these premium elements like this nice suspension here over here, and as you can see, it has the steel braided lines with the Brembo brakes. It has 120 horsepower, and it has a whole bunch of torque, and it's a very peculiar bike. Now, the first time I rode this bike was, I don't know, I was a newbie back then. It's been like 9 years maybe. And I rode it, and it had different types of tires. It had knobby tires because it was supposed to be a flat tracker inspired machine, but now this one, as you can see, it has very nice, street oriented tires. Yeah, check it out. Check out this beautiful bike. Well, it's not really beautiful, but it's just different. It's let's hop on it, see how it's like to ride. So the FTR from Indian is the only true sport bike that a major American company is building, right? So Harley Davidson is making the Sportsters and the Nightsters, but those bikes are not really sporty positioned. They're just weird. Now this bike, just by riding here on the parking lot, it feels a lot better than the last time I rode it. But as I was explaining, the first time I rode this bike, I was a newbie back then, and it scared the hell out of me because it was snatchy as hell, and just by now it feels a lot better. So the FTR, when they started, Indian created this as an homage, right, to the FTR 750 flat tracker that was beating everybody. So they wanted to sell it for the streets, so that's why they had the knobby tires, but that was not a good experience. It's at least not for me, being a newbie back then. Now on this occasion, it just feels a lot better, and obviously this is a premium package with all the carbon and everything, but you can see that the fueling on this bike is a lot better now, and it is a lot nimbler and easier to move. The knobby tires didn't give you any confidence. The street oriented tires, they are a lot better. Now this bike feels a lot peppier than what you expect for 120 horsepower and 70 something pound-feet of torque. So let's see if we can get out of this traffic now, because that's a problem sometimes with Houston, and even though we're in Katy, Texas, it's still the Houston area. Let's just get out of the way of this traffic. Let's do some hooligan stuff, because this is a hooligan bike, and that's what we're supposed to be doing, hooligan stuff. I don't know if the guys who are creating this demos would appreciate that, but yeah, that's what this bike is for. So right now, this bike feels a lot better, as I was explaining, than the last time I rode it. So let's see if we can get a little bit of room to maneuver here so we can get out of this traffic, because this bike, yeah, it feels a lot better. Let's see if we can get a little bit of movement here so we can put it a little bit on the side of the tire. Well, not with this truck or this van coming in front of us, but yeah, this bike feels very good, and I do feel a lot more confident moving this bike around than the last time I rode it, the last edition of this bike. Now, obviously the suspension, it feels very good handling all these little bumps, but as opposed to the last edition of the bike, I don't feel very good on this bike. As I said, it's the only true American sport bike, even though it's a naked bike. And I like it. I mean, would it be going on the list? Well, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but the problem with this bike is the price. Check it out. Boom, this is the price. And this little dash, it's not great, but it's I like the idea of having an old school tachometer and actually having the whole round TFT display, being old school but new school at the same time. I don't know. I like that. Now the brakes on this bike are great, man. I can really feel that you can stop it with two fingers. Has a lot of bite, and it does have some. I mean, it has some get up and go. I like this bike. It's not. I don't know. The whole aesthetics of it, it's just a little bit weird. I don't really like it because it's built on the Scout platform originally, so the chassis is a little bit weird. It feels like one of those Harley Sportsters, the Irons 8883 and the 1200 that you had, and then they created like scrambler models on them. That's how this bike feels, but let's see how it handles a U-turn. Oh man, very easy. I am terrible at U-turns, and this bike I can just feel so confident just moving around, doing the U-turn and then accelerating out of a corner. It's definitely the best sporty bike that America is making. So the problem with the bike is going to be the price, because you're going to consider the competition, right? What will be a competition for this bike? Well, any naked bike that is above 1,000 or at least 1,000 cc's. So my Suzuki feels like it could kick this bike's butt. And all of the carbon fiber and all of these nice Brembo brakes, all of this nice suspension, I don't know, it feels very good, but I feel like it's a little bit over the top for a bike like this. You don't need all of this carbon fiber and stuff for 120 horsepower. Right? Competition for this bike, my Suzuki, which comes at, I don't know, $5,000 less, MT10. I mean, you're talking about S1000R money with the M package. So would you rather have this bike or the BMW? BMW all the way, right? So this bike is more for if you like the whole idea of, you know what, I'm gonna buy American and I'm gonna enjoy myself because it's powerful enough for the street. You don't need more than 120 horsepower, believe me, not for the street. Well, I don't know, maybe you do, because maybe you are like me and you are forever newbie and you do sketchy shit on the street, but 120 is plenty. And especially on this bike, it feels like you're going really fast. And sometimes maybe it's not. But, so that's the thing to consider. Now, would I put this bike on the list? Well, if I had to, it would have to come down very low on the list. Because, as I said, my Suzuki comes first. I would rather buy the new, another one of those with a new TFT display. I would much rather have an MT10. Obviously, I would much rather have an S1000R. And what else comes to mind? I don't know. This is hard. But the brakes, man, oh man, the brakes are so good on this bike. They're so good. I mean, you don't need them, but it's good to have them. Yeah, if you're paying extra for something, it has to be. The carbon fiber to me makes absolutely no sense. But the brakes, yeah, premium brakes, premium suspension. It has this nice master cylinder and you can feel it. I mean, this is a type of riding that you get. I mean, whatever type of riding. But if you do a little bit spirited riding, that's when you're gonna be having all this. Well, you want those premium components. I always say, and maybe I'm wrong, so correct me. Just leave a comment below. I believe you can be faster with good brakes and good suspension than you can with better horsepower, right? Good chassis, good components, make it for you to be faster, not only on the track. I'm talking about on the street, on the twisties, right? So it would be awesome if we could take this bike like a head-to-head comparison with Suzuki, see if in which one I can be faster, right? Because I feel really confident on this one, especially I don't know, against the wind. Even though it's a naked bike and I'm not wearing basically any gear, I feel very confident on this new Indian. So they did a good job on this bike, the guys at Indian Motorcycles. So it is time to head back, take this bike back and get another one, because I'm enjoying myself. These guys at Iron Supply Powersports doing all these demos, they've been great. And I enjoy the whole idea. They just let you go, take the bike. If you mess it up, it's on you. But just, you don't have to follow the group and be like really slow and bored out of your mind. You can go on this bike and just by yourself and enjoy yourself and actually feel what it's like to ride a bike the way you would ride it, right? On the everyday commute, a little bit spirited if you want to, but not go crazy because they're brand new bikes, so you don't want to rev them up too much. But that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you like the videos, to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell button, and share it with all your friends. If you don't like the videos, well, share them with all your enemies. And I'll see you guys on the next one.